Hi John, I have done this video for you and anybody else who is interested in opening out their hips and sorting out lower back problems. So when you're ready, come to the mat. If you've got two of these or a cushion, that'd be great. 2 blocks. Got Casper the cat circling around, so let's hope he doesn't attack me. So what I want you to do is first we'll just do a general kind of just a few moments to relax and to tune into where we are, be present in the moment. So I either teach students to come to a comfortable seated position on a block like so. Alright. Alternatively, come to a lying position. Now if your back's hurting, have your knees bent like that. It's called Constructive Rest. Take your feet to the width of the mat and let your knees flop against one another and your arms out to the side. Alternatively, take your legs out if your back isn't hurting and just let the whole body start to relax. So find one of those 3 positions for me. I'm going to come up to seated and just spend a moment or two just bringing some awareness to your present moment and making yourself comfortable. So, as I said, I'm going to sit on a block just because of my pelvic tilt there. Sitting tall or sitting nice and drawing nice and long if you're lying down, drawing shoulders away from your ears. Closing your eyes. Just letting the arms and the legs relax. And just spend a few moments becoming aware of a present moment. And that this present moment is a good moment to be in and to be alive in. You may wish to scan over the body in your mind, front to back, just noticing any sensations you're feeling, physically and mentally. And these sensations will change. Some will stay for longer than others. Some may frustrate us, but at the moment, we're avoiding judging them. We just want to acknowledge what is there. And with the eyes closed, just draw your awareness inwards now. Focusing on your thoughts. Let's package them up and put them aside. Put them in the safe proof box if that helps. And leave them in the room next to you. You can choose if to open that box of thoughts later or to forget about them and leave them where they are, packaged up. And start to become aware of your breath. Breathing in through your nose. So in yoga we breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, which you know is different from the physical practices. Obviously if you're suffering with a cold, breathe through the mouth. But it's important to start to be able to control the breath and lengthen it. So in yoga I give you an example of breathing from the crown of the head all the way in up to the top of the crown of the head. And when you exhale out, breathe out through the nose and breathe all the way to your navel. And then on your in-breath again, breathe from the navel to the crown of the head and back again. And moving at your own pace now. To start to do that breathing practice for me. And while you're doing that, I'll do the same. You may hear my breath is quite audible. That is called a ujjayi breath, a warming breath, but I'll come to that in a later yoga practice. Now whilst you're breathing, sometimes the thoughts will wander in. That's fine, they'll do that. But we're in control of our thoughts at this present moment, not the thoughts in control of us. So send into your safe proof box and come back to your breath. Just do me 3 more rounds of your lovely breath. And at the end of the 3rd round, draw your hands to your navel. Our power source of energy, as well as our storage place to store our energy, depending on how we're feeling this morning or today, in this present moment. You may wish to set an intention for your practice this moment in time, or alternatively send out some kind thoughts to somebody. And then we're just going to start to waken up the body. So we'll start with our arms. So when you're ready, send your fingertips to your shoulder blades and then point your elbows to the sky. So I'm going to turn so you can see me. Put your elbows to the sky and then draw some really big circles with your elbows. Taking your time. Still drawing your thumb down to the blocks. And I've forgotten if you're lying down, sorry, because I was seated, I've gone straight into a seated posture. If you're lying, obviously you need to come up to seated to do this. So find your seated position, draw your hands, fingers to your shoulders, and then draw some circles. And when you've done a few pulls there, and then start to circle in the opposite direction. Waking up the shoulders and neck, so if your back's stiff, this will be good because your shoulders and neck will start to stiff if your back's sore. So let's do that a few more times and then release. Circle into the wrist and then shake it out and keep going. Shake, 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 shake. Trying to let the wrist be as floppy as possible and shake as fast as you can. Sending up energy through the arms, from the fingertips to the arms, up to the shoulders, faster, 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 faster. Woo! And release. And you might feel your arms feel all light and floaty. Okay, when you're ready, take your right arm towards the ceiling, your right hand, and then bring your right fingertips to your shoulder blades, point the elbow towards the sky. Send your left hand behind your back, and if you can, so I'm going to turn around so you can see me. If you can interlink the fingers behind your back, great. But what tends to happen, or you can grip hold with your clothes between the gap. But a lot of people tend to lean their elbow forwards because they're tight in shoulders. So if that's the case for you, what you can do is send your left hand to support your right elbow, gently push it back, opening out the arm there and the armpit there. So once you've found your position, gaze forward, find your gaze point, which is called drishti in Sanskrit, and take a few steps of breath out. If you wish to use the fuller breath, breathe in, breathe up to the crown of the head, and when you exhale out, breathe all the way down your spine. 2 more rounds of breath here. And before, and then we release, sending right hand to a block of the mat. Side bone stretch over to the right. Draw your left arm up over your ears. Keep your sitting bones drawing down because our left hip will tend to want to come up off the mat. So find a nice side bone stretch there. Taking again a couple of nice breaths in and away. And then on your next exhalation, Slowly take your left arm down to the left side of the body. And then we'll just do a nice little chest opener. So when you're ready, swing your arms behind you, as if you're doing breaststroke. Interlink your fingers now, keeping nice and tall. With a straight back if you can, which is half an even my curved spine. Inhale, exhale, push your hands away. Any distance will do. Opening out the chest and the shoulders here. Gazing forward at your fixed gaze point. Breathing in and away. Then if you wish, we can bow forward. Still trying to keep the sitting bones on the block of the mat. It will help if you uncross your ankles if they're crossed and start to bow forward. Now, as soon as your bum peels off the mat or the block, stop there. But if you can, keeping your bum draw down, fold forward, sending hands behind you. And then on your next, we're coming back up nice and tall. Exhale and release the hands. So let's do the same on the opposite side. So when you're ready, inhale your left arm up, reach to the sky for the middle fingers, enjoy the length before exhaling left hand to shoulder blade. Either send right hand to left, interlink the fingers, or draw right hand to left elbow. And take a few sets of breath there, ensuring that your left elbow is pointing straight up towards the sky. Then when you're ready, release the left arm. We're going into side bend stretch over to the left. So draw the right arm up over your ear, keep it high. Don't let the arm drop in front of your eye line sight. And if you can, keep the sitting bones drawing down, going over to the left. Find your point of stretch, so hopefully the whole of your rib cage on the right side is lifting up. I'm just checking it's still recording. Yeah, so fingers crossed. And then on your next in breath, come back to centre. Okay, so let's come onto our back just to start working on our hips. So when you're ready, just unravel your feet and come completely down onto the mat. Okay, so we just need to ensure our back is comfortable and we're in a good position to work on our back. So take your arms to the side of the rib cage, and if you need to, pick up your bum a couple of times and then draw your back down. Try to minimise any gaps between your back and the mat. If it helps, gently pick up the head. You can use your hands to support you and look through your thighs before bringing your head back down. And then release, bring the arms to the side. Okay, let's start to work into this. So when you're ready, slide your right leg up towards the sky, point your toes. And then we're going to walk our hands up our leg, anywhere, thighs, calves, ankles, or if you can reach the big toe with your right hand, then do so. So I'm going to have my hands around my calves. And then it's just a very simple move, micro movement. When you inhale, push the heel of your foot. And when you exhale, just slightly draw your leg towards you. Any distance will do, just a few millimetres or a centimetre. And then repeat 4 more times. So when you inhale, push through the heel. When you exhale, draw the leg towards you. Now you might get to a point where it doesn't go any further, that's fine. Just keep repeating the breath sequence. But if you're finding you can relax into the exhalation, you may find that your leg gets a little bit closer each time. Okay, one more time. And then when you're ready, using your right hand, guide your right leg over to the right. Now I'm going to put my fingers, 2 fingers around my big toe to do that. And you can keep your left knee bent. The key is keeping your back on the mat. And we'll send the left leg out if you want to make it a stronger stretch. Okay, so take the right leg over to the right, but don't peel the back off the mat. And find a diagonal position there, gazing over at the right foot. If it helps, let your left hand sit on your left hip, just to remind the body to stay flat. Breathing here. Then on your next in breath, draw the leg up, and we're going to swap hands. So left hand to right foot, because we're going to come into a twist. So we're going to draw the right leg all the way over to the left side of our body, and we'll roll over probably onto the left edge of our body. That is fine. And then slowly, slowly open out the chest and the body to the ceiling, and take the right arm behind you. So your upper body ends up looking in the opposite direction to your lower body. Now that's a strong twist, so if it's a no-no for you, because we're back, bend your knees, and we call this T-shaped twist. So I'll demonstrate on the other side so you can see me. Knees stacked on top of one another, arms out, look, open out the chest and the abdomen to the ceiling, and then look over to the opposite direction to the knees. So either one, T-shaped twist, or full extended rotation twist. Breathing here. Okay, and then on your next in-breath, start to roll back on your back. Then we're going to come into supported pigeon pose. So bring that right leg across the left thigh. Okay, at the moment we're still flat on our back. The heel of the right foot could go anywhere between the knee and the hip. The closer to your hip, the deeper the stretch. The closer to the knee, the softer the stretch is. So that's up to you. But the key thing is to, because your knee will want to point up, is to just use your hands to guide your knee to go across the mat. Okay, so it points across the room, not upwards. So find that position for you. It's a bit like a half lotus position. And then if that's fine, stay where you are. If you want to go deeper, pick up your left foot and draw your left knee in towards your chest. Use your hands to draw it in, giving yourself a hug. So you start to feel this in your glutes on the right side. Okay, if you want to go even further deeper into it, peel your head off the mat and draw your forehead towards your left knee. Breathing here. 2 more rounds of breath, in whichever position you've gone for. And then exhale, release. Okay, brilliant. And then we're going to come up to seated, still with the right foot tucked into the hip. So coming up onto hands or knuckles, walk the hands in, and again, that will make it a deeper stretch, or walk the hands away for a softer stretch. Breathing here. Okay, and then when you're ready, release, come back down on your elbows, gently lower the body down, head down, and then release the right foot. Okay, should we try to the other side? So when you're ready, pick up your left foot, open out the sole of the foot to the ceiling, and walk your hands up your left leg. Okay, so anywhere on your left leg, if you can reach big toe, fine. I'm going to have my hands around my calves. I'm working with the breath now. When you inhale, push to the heel, and when you exhale, draw the left leg in. Any distance will do. And keep repeating that breath sequence. Inhale, lift with the heel. Exhale, draw the leg towards you. Bend the elbows to help support you in this. Now, you will find when you start to do yoga that one side of the body, the left to the right, may feel different to the other side, and that can be for very many reasons. So don't worry if you can't do as much on the left side to the right, or vice versa. It's just the way it is for today. One more round of breath here. Then release, then right hand to right hip. We're going diagonal. Take the left leg over to the left. Any distance will do. Keeping the back on the mat, see as the back peels away, then you've gone too far, and looking over to the left foot. Right leg can remain bent, or take the right leg out if you want to work deeper into this. So just be careful of the back. Taking a few sets of breath here. Then when you're ready, release, come back to centre, swap hands over. Right hand to left leg, because we're going into that twist. So start to roll over to the right, onto the edge of the body, and bring the left foot down, looking over to the right. And then work on your upper body. Start to take the left hand away from you. You'll find your abdomen and your chest opens out to the ceiling. If you wish to take it further, look over to the left. If that's too much, because it is a very deep twist, then the knees are coming to T-shaped twist instead, which I'm demonstrating now. upper body looking in a different direction to the lower body. Breathing here. And then when you're ready, release, roll back. Ooh, roll back onto the mats. Okay. Right knee comes back to bed. Bring your arms to the side. We'll do that pigeon pose, reverse pigeon pose. So when you're ready, take your left foot to the sky and then bring the heel across your right leg. Anywhere between the knee and the hip crease. Okay, let the left knee soften. Use your hands if it helps. Arms to the side, either staying there or start to draw the right knee in. Trying to keep the head down. Now if you're tight in shoulders and neck, your head will want to peel off. At the moment, keep the head down and just see if you could draw the knee in. Deep knee into this stretch here. Take a few steps of breath here. For every exhalation, to see if you can let go. Let go of any gripping, any tension. Anything you no longer need to hold on to, breathe it away. After your next round of breath, if you do want to pick up your head and draw the forehead to the knee, do so. Deeply into this. Or alternatively, we're going to bring the head down and we're going to come up to seated. So bring the right foot to the mat, come onto elbows, then onto hands, and come up into a seated half lotus pose. Okay, so you can see. Okay, seated half lotus pose with the knee going across the mat. Okay, you can deepen into that. The closer your hands go towards you, the deeper it is. The further away you take the hands, the softer it is, and if you move your foot towards your knee, it obviously softens that into position. Okay, brilliant. And then release. So we'll stay here seated. So bring the feet down. I'm going to work on the spine. So when you're ready, bring your knees together, called Mermaid Pose. So you can come into tabletop on the mat. So we'll just do a few movements with the spine called a range of movement called cat-cow. So bring the elbows towards one another and the creases of the arms facing the short end of your yoga mat or towards the camera, depends where you're facing, and try and flatten your back. Draw the thumb down, open out the fingertips and just create a nice even spread as if you've got suction cups between the palms of your hand and the mat. Suction your hands to the mat, and as I said, crease of the elbows facing outwards. Okay, looking down at the gap between your hands, starting with a flat back, take a nice breath in. And when you exhale, round back, arch, arch, arch the back like a cat arching its back. Draw the chin in so you're looking in towards your navel. Breathing here, we're just going to hold it a bit longer than normal. Keep rounding the shoulders and the back. Hopefully this will help your back. And then on your next breath, release. Coming to flat back, or if your lower back's okay, you can draw your chin through your chest and look diagonally across the mat, coming into a dip on your back, but only if your back feels secure. Okay, and then we're going to move through that range. Ready when you are. So taking a nice breath in, arch the back. And exhale, come to a flat back or a dip. 4 more for me. One more. Before coming back to flat back. Okay, excellent. Okay, and then we're just going to send our right foot between our hands, right foot close to the right hand, coming into low crescent lunge. So when you're ready, walk your hands up to your knee, and then you can slide your left leg further away if you want to go deeper into this, and then send your hands to your hips, looking forward. Fix your eyes at a point to gaze at. Feel your shoulder heads roll back. And then you can stay there or float your arms to the sky, palms facing one another. Inhale, exhale, settling here. Breathing here, arms in line with the ears. Again, hope you're working into opening out the hips, which will help your back. 2 more rounds of breath. Then when you're ready, exhale the hands either side of the right foot, come the left foot under. We're going to come into a first downward dog. So when you're ready, send your right foot to left and push back your hips. Now, we need to work on downward dog. So because it's our first one, we'll come into puppy dog. So really bend your knees, coming onto your toes. And let's just work on sloping the arms. So draw the hands down. Okay, create a slope away from the wrists and really push back in the hips. Okay, creating a nice length from the crown of the head up to the coccyx as well. Breathe it out. 2 more breaths. Then on your next exhalation, breathe the knees down to tabletop. Stepping left foot to the inside of the left hand. Coming into low lunge crescent off the left side. So bring your hands to your hips and walk your hands up. Okay, gazing forward, open out the chest by sending the elbows towards one another behind your back. Okay, on your next in-breath, float your hands to the sky. Gazing forward, we can create a mudra, which is an energy lock. Bring the thumb and the first finger touching. Hopefully you can see that there. And it's up to you what you do with your right leg, if you keep it in box frame shape or slide it away for those who want a deeper stretch in the hips. Breathing here. So I'm sinking down on my left side. This is good to do for those who do a lot of running. Then when you're ready, exhale the hands. Either side of the left foot coming back into downward dog. So curl your right foot under. When you're ready, send left foot back to right. Send the hips away. This time with the legs straight. Still the heels off the mat, but we can alternate the heels now, called walk the dog. So we're going to take a left heel down to the ground, right heel off, and then swish your hips over to the other side and repeat. So right heel down, left away, and then keep going. See how that feels, still with the slope off the arms, hopefully you can see. So this is called walk the dog. Nice one to do. If you need to rest at any point, bring the knees down, come into child's pose, which I'm demonstrating now, but if you're enjoying it, keep going with your walking the dog. Okay, back to walking the dog for me, and then we'll draw the heels completely down towards the mat. Now it doesn't matter if it doesn't touch, but you may find it helps to walk the feet in or away until you find a good position. Breathing here. This time draw the chin in, looking towards the navel or through your thighs into a lovely downward dog position. And then on your next in-breath, look to your hands. So I want you to imagine there's a line running through the centre of your mat from front to back. You're going to step a right foot into that line and then cross your left foot over right and keep going until you walk your feet between your hands at the front of the mat. But come into a fold, drop your forehead towards your knees. And when you next inhale, come halfway up, half back position, lengthen through the crown of the head to the coccyx, hopefully. Exhale, slide the hands back towards the feet, folding in, draw the forehead to the knees. Now you can have your legs straight, or I like to have my knees bent and flop into it. Okay, can we do 2 more? When you inhale, come into half back. When you exhale, slide your hands down your legs and come into a fold of your choice. Last time. Inhale halfway up, exhale into a fold. Brilliant. Pushing through your feet, this time inhale all the way up and we're going to come into Tadasana. Send your hands, hands to the side of the body, rolling the body all the way up to standing, feet hip distance apart there. Hands down and out to the side. Imagine you've got heavy shopping bags in your hands. So I'm going to turn to face you. Step forward so you can see. So hands to the side of the body, draw the heels through the ground. Looking forward, few shoulders away from your ears, and take a few sets of breath here in Mountain Pose, Tadasana. Okay, we'll do one round Surya Namaskara, Sun Salutation. If you want to do a longer class than this, do 3 of these rounds. Pause the video, do 3 rounds after you've done the first one, and then reopen the video. But just for this one, if we want a shorter session of 30 minutes, 20 minutes, then we'll just do 1 round. So when you're ready, inhale your hands to the sky. When you exhale, go into fold. Send your fingertips, float them down to your feet, to the mat. If you need to bend your knees to reach the ground, do so. Forehead to knees. Then take your right leg long and away into runner's lunge with the left knee bent. Send left foot to right, ripple over your wrists into a plank. Squeeze the buttocks, lift for the elbows, push through the heels. Breathing here for 1 round. When you exhale, bend the elbows towards the mat, coming down in Chaturanga, completely flat. Flatten your toes and now slide your hands to your hips, tuck your elbows in, and we're going to do Cobra. So push through all 10 toes, peel your head, chin and chest off the mat. Now, this is really good for opening out the spine, but just be careful for those with back injuries. When you're ready, curl under your toes. We're going to come into downward dog, so push your hands through your hands and push your hips back, adjust your feet into downward dog. Breathing here, gaze through the navel, create your V shape. 5 sets of breath. One more round of breath here. Obviously you can skip downward dog for child's pose if you need to rest. But if you're okay, step your right foot to your right hand, coming into runner's lunge, looking forward. Bring left foot to right, take a fold, bring your forehead to knees, and when you're ready, inhale, send your hands to the sky. Reach to the sky so you're nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Brilliant, take a breath here. Left side when you're ready, so I'm just going to change position. Inhale up. When you exhale, fold forward. Lifting up your chest, send your left leg away, runner's lunge. Right joins left, flatten the back, come into plank. Push through the heels and lift up the elbows. Breathing here for 1 or 2 counts. When you exhale, next exhale, bend the elbows, coming down completely. Coming into Cobra, flatten toes, hands to the hips, tuck the elbows in, pushing into your toes and peel the head, chin and chest away. Cobra. Next time, curl your toes under, bend your knees and send your hips back into downward dog. Breathe it out. Gazing through the legs. So John or anybody else who's watching this video for your hips, just check that you've created slope away from your wrist. So if you had a watch on, the watch should be trapping into the creases of your wrist. If your legs are tight, trying to push your hips back is a struggle. Bend your knees and then try it. Into puppy dog. But if you're feeling okay, draw the heels down and keep the breath going. We've nearly probably come to our 5 now, but if not, just do another round of breath. And then on your next in-breath, look to your left hand, step your left foot through. Gazing forward. Step right to join left, take a fold here. And on your next in-breath, push your feet, send your arms up nice and tall. Send your hands to the sky, palms touching. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Breathe it out. Okay, then when you're ready, at this point you can pause the video and repeat 2 more rounds of that Surya Namaskara sequence, or we'll just carry on briefly doing a standing practice. So when you're ready, release the hands, step your right foot back, line up the heels, right foot slightly tilted in, hands on hips, looking over your left leg, bend your left knee. Now it's actually all in the back leg, it's the warrior position. So just squeeze your inner right thigh for me, bending your knees, looking over your left knee. Start to take your arms out. Okay, middle finger left hand, gazing over there, settle into position. Squeezing your inner right thigh, draw your weight down to your right back foot. Again, if it's too hard to hold this at the moment, you can always straighten up like I'm doing and then come back into it. Alternatively, keep going. And we'll come into Sun Warrior. Bring your right hand to your right leg. Take your left arm diagonal. Gazing up at your left hand here. Okay, when you're ready, straighten your left leg. Take your left arm over your ear into Reverse Warrior. Then when you exhale, bend your left knee. Send your left arm to left thigh. Right hand to hip. Teapot your hand to your hip. You can stay there if the side of your body's open to the right side of the mat, and windmill your right arm over your ear, but don't let the right arm drop. Keep it high, looking forward across the long end of the mat. Okay, one more round of breath here. Then on your next in breath, push your back foot, windmill your right hand over your head. Okay. Come into wide leg bend, bring left foot to right, point your toes inwards a little bit, hands on hip. Inhale, exhale, push your hips away, send your hips back, use your hands if that helps, and then bring your head in the direction of the midpoint between your feet. Your hands can rest on your legs but very gently, or if you've got a block, hold a block, or if you're feeling flexible today, bring your hands to the mat if you can reach them and bend the elbows. Find a fold what suits you and take a few sets of breath here. Again, this one's a great one to work in the back and the hips. If it's uncomfortable on the knees, bend the knees. But if you're doing okay, keep the legs straight, just with a little bit of softness around the knee socket. One more round of breath here. Then when you're ready, take your right hand to your right hip, left hand to left hip, push through your feet, ooh, squeeze your inner thighs and come all the way up. Now I'm going to repeat the same on the opposite side, so let's go opposite. Right foot now leads, bend your right knee and just check your left foot's pointed in. So we're going to do Warrior 2, Virabhasana 2, facing opposite directions. So right knee bent, gazing forward over your right knee. Sinking down, squeeze your left thigh. When you're ready, send your arms out, nice and straight. So just check your back arm and then gaze over your right hand there. So I'm looking at all my lovely gardens, that's lovely viewpoint to gaze over. Breathing here. Virabhasana 2. Two more rounds of breath. Okay, and then when you're ready, send your left hand to left leg, coming into Sun Warrior. Right arm goes diagonal, thumb and first finger touching in the mudra line. Still gazing over the hand. Then when you're ready, slowly straighten the leg, coming into reverse. You could keep your right arm diagonal or slowly take it over your head into reverse, but that's strong on the back, so be careful. You'll squeeze your back on your left hip, so just be careful. And then rebend the right knee, coming into Parsvakonasana. Right arm to right thigh, looking across your length of your mat. Left hand stays on hip, feel the shoulder head and the chest opening out. Alternatively, zip the left arm over ear, only if you can still keep your body opening out. Breathing here. Two more rounds of breath here. And then when you're ready, on your next in breath, straight your front leg, windmill the left arm over, bring right foot to left, and at that point you can repeat the forward bend if you wish. Point the toes in, come into a fold, draw forehead between hands. Obviously, if you're feeling tired or a bit discomfort, skip this bit. 2 more rounds of breath in your forward bend. Then when you're ready, coming on to fingertips, lengthen from head to coccyx. Take the right hand to your hip, left hand to your hip, push through the feet, come all the way up. Brilliant. Left foot leads. We're going to come back to the front of our mat. So step right foot to left, release the hands, coming back to Tadasana. Engage the buttocks, work on a band of muscles around our abdomen, our back, core muscles. Draw navel to spine. Heels go down in the ground. Looking forward, take a few sets of breath here. Okay. And then at this point, you can stop and come to do Shavasana, relaxation for 5 minutes, coming down on the ground. If you want to add a little bit more hip work, we can do full Pigeon Pose. So I'll demonstrate that now. You have to come in to downward dog. So when you're ready, we're going to roll forward. Slide the hands down the front of the legs, coming towards the mat. If you need to bend your knees to reach your hands to the ground, do so. Take right foot along the mat, left joins right, and then shift your hips away. Create your V shape, create the slope off your wrist. Coming into downward dog, gaze through the navel. Settling here, 2 rounds of breath. Okay, so this is very strong hip opener, but a really good one to release pressure off the hips and the back. So once you've done your 2 rounds of breath, we're going to work on the right side to start with. So when you're ready, take your right foot off the mat and start to point it away from behind you. So slide your foot away towards the ceiling behind, create length. Then bend the knee and take the knee over to the right. So hopefully you can see that, creating the L shape, looking underneath your right armpit. Breathing here, hold it if we can. Okay, bring right knee back towards left, level off the hips if you've gone a bit cockeyed. And then bring right knee towards the inside of your right arm, and then bring the knee gently down. And then if you, hopefully you can see, so I'm going to swivel round so you can see. Then what we need to do is walk up the right foot over to the left hand. Okay, so, and then it's all about the back leg. So we're going to turn so you can see what I'm doing again. Slide out your left leg, a bit hard to teach towards the camera, but slide your left leg away and using my toes just to do it. And what you'll find is your right hip hopefully comes down to touch the ground. For those with hip issues, won't find that happen straight away. So use blocks or cushions to go underneath your right hip, and then coming onto fingertips, look forward, and you can stay there, or we can deepen into it. You can walk the hands away and bring the elbows towards the ground and fold with a straight back over our right knee. Keep folding, bring your forehead towards the mat. Find that position. You can rest your head on your arms in front. Find your Pigeon Pose for you. Breathing here. Now if this is uncomfortable, come onto your back and do reverse Pigeon Pose, what we did at the beginning of our practice. Breathing here. Then on your next in breath, peel your head away, peel your arms off until you come onto your hands. Walk the hands a little bit closer in, and we can stop here now. This is a really deep stretch, so I'd only advise this for somebody who's feeling really comfortable in the hips or been practicing yoga for a while. So skip this if need be. Okay, but if you wish to go deeper, bend your left knee now, bringing left heel towards bump. You can stop there, or windmill left hand to left foot and draw the heel in. Breathe it out. It's working on the left leg. Still keep the hips level if we can. Elbow bent and then release. Excellent. Curling left foot under right. Send the hips away into downward dog. You might need to just move your block to the other side. And then repeat that. So when you're ready, inhale, exhale, slide your left leg to the sky behind you, point your toes, hold it there. And when you're ready, bend your left knee, heel to bum, send your knee over to the left, create an L shape, hopefully you can see that, look underneath your left armpit. Breathing here. And then bring left knee to right, hook your knee in towards your chest, and then bring your knee in the direction of your left wrist. And then your foot will land probably in the middle of the mat. So just start to wiggle it out if you can, so it comes a little bit over to the right. And then bring your right knee down. And again, you might be a little bit off center. So walk your foot and your knee away from you until you feel level on the hips, padding out the left hip if it doesn't reach the ground with a block or cushion. Okay, so if we're working from home, which we're all doing, you can use cushions. Hands in front, inhale, exhale, take a fold if you want to, you don't need to. Folding forward, bringing forehead in the direction of the mat, or a block, or a cushion. And then lying over your left leg here, you should feel it in your left glutes. Breathe here, you can stay as long as you wish. One more round of breath here if you're enjoying it. And then on your next in breath, push through your hands, come up. Maybe walk the hands in a little bit so your spine from crown of head to the back foot feels nice and taut. And you can stop there, just enjoying that. If you want to go into that deeper stretch, bend the right knee. Pause there, or windmill right hand to right foot. You need to have a bend in the elbow. Draw the right heel towards your right buttock. Let's hope I've got my right and left correct today. Apologies if I haven't. And then release. Ooh, let go. Okay, brilliant. We're going to come down, so we're going to do a crafty manoeuvre. We're going to gently bring our right leg and swing it round and out in front. Then left foot to join right. So we're coming on the mat, nice and tall there with our legs. And then bend your knees, bring bum to heels, coming down. Gently bring the head down to the ground, arms to the side of body, ready for bridge pose. Now with bridge pose, your knees need to have a gap between them, hip distance apart, arms to the side. When you're ready, take a nice breath in, push through the feet and the shoulders and draw your tummy up to the sky. Now you'll get to a point where your back doesn't move anymore, you've reached your point. So how you come up a little bit more is walk your right shoulder in, and then your left. Okay, and see if that helps, or you can shuffle around a bit and try and bring your fingertips towards your heels, creating this arch in the back. Breathe it out. Now if you've got back injuries, this might not be for you. You might want to come down, rest it out, and maybe flow back into it. But if you're okay, keep going. One more round of breath here if you can manage it. And then when you exhale, bring it down. Bring your body down to the ground. Tilt the pelvis away. Bring your knees in for a nice big hug. Keep the back flat if you can. Okay. And we'll just end with happy baby pose. So that's where you take your feet to the sky, knees bent, hands to the back knees, open out the feet, a bit wider than your hips. You can keep your hands where they are or walk your hands up towards your ankles. If you can reach your little toe side of your feet, brilliant. Open out the feet, fingertips resting on top of the foot over the little toe side. Feel the knees softening down. Breathing here. With every exhalation, feel the back sinking into the mat. One more round of breath here. And then you can stay flat or just gently rock right to left. That's a nice massage for the back. Preparing our body for Shavasana, stillness within. So when you're ready, release your hands from your feet, bring your feet down. You can come into Constructive Rest, which is knees bent. Let the knees flop, feet go to the wide of the mat. But if your back is okay, slide your feet away. Let your feet flop out. Let your hands flop out. Palms face the ceiling. Close your eyes. May take a moment or two to find a comfortable position. If you're cold, grab a blanket. Cocoon yourself up, create some heat. If you're doing okay, feel the eyes close. Let go of the breath now. Staying down, I'll come up to seated, but you stay lying down. Just start to let the breath come back to its natural ebb and flow. Letting go of being, doing. You need to remain intention in the body, let it float away. Start to feel your body sinking deeper and deeper into the mat or the ground you're on. Pushing aside any thoughts. If they've escaped, pop them back into your safe box. Being present in this wonderful moment. And we'll lie here in silence for the next few moments, just enjoying the peace and quiet. Okay. Start to bring some awareness back to yourself in the room. Become aware of your back on the mat, the ceiling above you, the walls, what's around you, any windows and doors. Start to build a picture in your mind of your room. And then before we start to move, I just want you to scan over your body, do a body scan, front to back. Noticing any sensations. Any areas which need a bit of TLC today. Note them. Perhaps address them later. Just notice as well, how are we doing mentally? Replacing any negative thoughts with positive ones about ourselves. Then gently roll over to the left. Let your head rest on your hands and your knees bent. Just pausing there, taking a moment, thinking of something to be grateful for in your life. And repeat that 3 times to yourself. For example, I have a beautiful garden, which gives me the opportunity to have some space and light. But choose one that suits you. Then when you're ready, start to gently come up. Use your hands, walk your hands towards you, coming up into Mermaid Pose, and then gently bring your legs round and out in front into a comfortable seated position for you. Keeping fairly still. Find a comfortable seated position. You can close your eyes again, keeping that quiet and stillness within. Draw your hands to your heart centre, or to your navel, or one hand on both. Receiving in our practice today. May we hold on to this sense of stillness and calmness within us for the rest of today. Coming back to this moment if we experience any stressful situations. May we have a nice, deep, rejuvenating sleep. When you're ready, release your hands, bring them together, start to rub them slowly, and then go faster and faster. Creating some heat and energy. You've got the heat between the hands, send the hands to the face. Take a nice breath in and away. And then send that energy around your body. You can give yourself a wash. If there's an area of your body what's sore, like your back or hips, let the hands rest there for a moment or two. It just gives you a nice energy boost. And still keeping this stillness and calmness within you. Bring your hands to your heart centre. I'm going to bow to you, so bow forward, say Namaste. Blessings to you. And that's the end of the practice. So thank you John for watching, thank you anybody else who's watching, I hope you've enjoyed, and this is Anne teaching. Okay, bye for now.